So Anna, we were going to talk about I was going to say astrology
Astrology, yes.
before we get talking about music.
Yeah.
So what were you thinking about astrology?
I was thinking because we were talking about our signs.
Well, we were both. Yeah,
we are both.
Okay, both Libra.
Libras.
Yeah.
And if you know today's how is today for us?
Oh, so you did you read your horoscope this morning?
I didn't.
Okay.
Did you?
No.
No. But it said something interesting the last time we talked about this yesterday.
Oh.
And I don't think it's changing so much from day to day.
Okay.
So the overall planets for us today is.
I maintain it was the meat that we ate for lunch. I think it was the cold meat from the local butcher.
Yes.
I think that was I think that was what really got us kind of kicking today. But
yeah. So our planet is meat from the local butcher.
Yeah.
And the stars are saying, go work on new music. And so the stars are saying, more exactly, you should create something new today.
Okay.
Mm?
Okay.
And there's always like a social. Do you know that like they say you have one star in social skills today, and then you have like 3 stars in relationships or love.
Okay.
And we have this in Denmark, in like the cheap papers. So today would be like 6 out of 6 stars for working, work ethic.
Okay.
And 4 in communication.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. So working, you mean like this? So we should probably describe what we're working on. No?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so we're here in. So what's the name of the studio? Where are we exactly in Aarhus?
We are in Garagen.
Okay.
Lydhør Garage.
Okay.
In on Sølles Gade, I think.
Okay.
In Aarhus, Denmark.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And you know these guys. I mean, what's the name of what's the name of the collective that run the garage?
Yeah, the studio is run by a collective called Lydhør.
Okay.
That releases albums.
Yeah.
Contemporary music, field recordings, improv music.
Okay.
Small drawings, books, like poetry.
Mm-hmm.
And they are working together with AUT, Aarhus Young Composers Society.
Okay.
Which is where I'm from as a musician.
And you were saying yesterday, so this is like Aarhus Young Composers Society, or Aarhus. Am I saying this correctly? Like Aarhus Unge Tonkunstnere?
Yes, exactly.
That's the name of the association that's based here in Aarhus. And you were saying yesterday it's like 75 years old, something like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it hasn't always been as productive as it is now. I mean, it seems like there's really a lot going. I mean, to walk around Aarhus is like, I mean, despite the fact that it's like -6 or whatever it is with this Siberian wind in your face, it seems like a really vibrant little city. You know, I mean, it's like, I mean, it's quite a big city. I mean, we were drinking this incredible coffee today, no?
Yeah.
From I don't know, some magician barista.
Great Coffee, it's called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Award-winning barista.
Okay.
Who is having this coffee shop? Yes. So AOT, we just call it.
Yeah.
Is 75 years old.
Okay.
And I would say yes, it's always been productive, like creating concerts and working together with composers, musicians.
Okay. And okay.
It's been very going up and down in like how much is coming out of AOT. And right now I think it's a lot coming from AOT.
So the whole the premise of the organization is to basically promote new music, like this, like contemporary music, no? Like, how would you, or
yes,
what's its
but
what's
I would put it a little bit different.
Jib.
Like I would say AOT is is promoting young people
Okay.
doing something artistic.
Okay.
Composing, playing, performing. So like everything mostly in like a musical aspect.
Okay.
But yes.
And so what's the reception for this sort of work like in Aarhus? I mean, are people aware of this? I mean,
yes,
there,
yes.
yeah.
New music is, or contemporary music and art is, it's not. We don't have so many audiences, but
okay.
there are a group of young people who are interested in this,
Mm-hmm.
and is you bring your friends if you think something is nice, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going like mouth to mouth.
Mm-hmm.
People are talking about it and interested, and there are a lot of performing arts platforms in Aarhus.
Okay.
So there's also a lot going on in this field,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that people are interested,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and because there are so many students in Aarhus.
Sure. I mean, it's
yeah.
People get it. No, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah. I would say that's my experience.
Mm-hmm. Like this book of, I mean, I was playing this book, or these Den Danske Karl book. I mean, it seems like there's quite a long history of music and things like this in Denmark anyway, no? I mean, it's, people are kind of interested in this approach to, what would you say, approach to life, no? I mean, they're not just, they're not just pure utility, like somehow they're, somehow they're interested in exploring these avenues, no? These kind of like, I mean, whether it's like painting or writing music or, sound art or whatever, you know, I mean, it's like...
It's in our history.
Okay.
Like folk music is like a Swedish, Norwegian, Danish thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have this genre
Okay.
of folk music.
Mm-hmm.
And so folk music and dance and singing is a very integrated part of our history.
Okay.
Like Grundtvig,
Okay.
who like brought a philosophy on how to teach kids and how to like teach was like you have to sing in the morning from Den Danske Sangskat, the Danish song. What is that? I don't know.
Sangskat. I'm thinking like the Danish
Treasure.
song god. You have to praise them in the morning.
Yes, exactly. It's
I was gonna tell.
but like the Danish
Anyway.
song Treasure,
Okay.
which is like a lot of Danish songs
Sure.
that has been written down and
I
passed on.
I think I understand. Yeah.
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 Like
Like this. So you're really like selecting stuff from this like living tradition of Danish folk music, and you're like picking up a song every day and saying like.
Exactly. Like your horoscope, you sing a song every day.
Fantastic.
It's like that.
Great. And nobody really knows who wrote the songs, or I mean.
Sometimes, but we know most of the people who wrote the lyrics or the melodies of the songs.
Okay.
Because it's like 5 people. Karl Nielsen, Grundtvig.
Okay.
Yeah, like stuff. So it's the history.
And can you tell by the shape of the melody if it's if it's like Karl Nielsen or somebody else? Is there like identifiable stylistic elements?
Yes, but yes, but it's not so clear for me just to.
And is there? So do you think with the stuff like with the music we're preparing like this? So you, the work that you're, I mean, so basically this whole idea was your idea. You know, you wanted to ask your colleague Sofie Thorsbro to play with you this duo project. So music for 2 violins, and then you asked Karl and I to come and write music for you guys. So what was the? I mean, like, what was the? I mean, what brought you to do this? I mean, what, like, obviously you're both classically trained violin players, and you kind of got to know each other in the academy here.
Yeah.
And you're both playing contemporary music and somehow asking, okay, what possible function can music play in life for you personally, and then like for the kind of community that you're involved in.
The idea came from looking at my community,
Okay.
looking at my background.
Okay. Your community, you mean here in Aarhus?
Here in Aarhus,
yeah.
As a, like my community as a violinist.
Okay.
Which is a big worldwide thing, but
yeah.
As a violinist, classically trained violinist, I was brought up with Mozart and Bach.
Okay.
And Haydn and Brahms and Beethoven.
So when you say so can we? So maybe you can continue your point now.
Yeah, because I think for me there started the idea, like thinking back on my own education. Being a teacher myself, having to work with small kids, small human beings, who are asking, okay, what should I play? I want to play like something difficult. I want to play something beautiful. For me, when I was saying that to my teachers, it would be one of these big composers that were brought in front of me. And I love the classical music, the romantic music, but there was always something missing. I always wanted to create, like, sing my own songs, create my own lyrics, play my own tunes, experiment with playing on the violin without tuning it.
Okay.
And playing in bands, playing improvised music, playing like everything that I could possibly play, I would play. In all kinds of settings. Just to try something new. Because it was I felt very early on, especially like getting accepted at the music academy, there was a plan.
Yeah.
That wasn't my own.
Sure.
There was a plan and there was a repertoire, and I should just like, this is the goal, and you should just go this way.
Sure. Yeah.
And I was also very young. I was interested in like having fun and going to parties and meeting people, boys, and like just having a great time while doing this, like going like for this very serious road. And I was told, yeah, you should prepare for the auditions and you like for the orchestra, and I was doing that. And but this aspect of I need to create something.
Sure.
I need to articulate with my music who I am. So teaching kids, I would write them small melodies myself. If they had forgotten their music, this was kind of the punish. I would make them draw like what is that called, where you put in the notes and like the lines.
Stave, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
The staves, and then I would make a random melody.
Okay.
And if so, this was like the punish, and they really liked it.
Okay, right.
Because
so they were kind of what's that? A masochist?
I am a masochist.
Okay.
Being a violinist.
I think to live this far north of the equator, I think you kind of have to be, generally masochistic from your ground constitution. I don't know.
Maybe, but okay. This was my punish for the kids, and they saw very quickly that it's not a punish. It's a great tool to write your own music and then have to play it correct. And play not in like perfect intervals, playing something that is sounding wrong, but then just do that, and it's a good exercise, I find. So you're trying
to give the kids you're teaching something that you were missing in your classical academic situation, where people were telling you to be more like Mozart and be more like Bach. And be more perfect and be more beautiful, and there was, somehow this creative outlet was just was not really. You weren't given time to develop this. Is that
Yes.
Is that what you think? Okay.
Or I was not giving myself the time, because it's always a question of.
And so you
of
think the
doing that.
best way to develop that would be like through writing. So you're saying to give the kids an exercise that they're like, you give them an empty stave, and their job is to fill the empty stave with their ideas. Is that like the?
It can be. It's just a tool
Okay.
to fill in the empty staves, or to improvise,
Yeah.
or to make a variation of what you're playing,
Yeah.
and then go back, as what we're doing here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what can I do with this? How do I become more integrated with my instrument?
Mm-hmm.
Because as a singer has the instrument like within the body all the time, and can maybe it's a different relationship from playing the violin. It's outside and it's very weird, and you have to kind of own it,
Okay.
and it has to become a part of your body, like a prolonging of your
How many
arms.
years do you think it took you to like feel like this thing was really a part of your body?
I'm still experiencing like new layers of that, but
Okay.
I think it's I don't know, the first 7 years maybe, but I don't know. I think it comes in different steps. It's always been a part of me, and at the same time it's always a different part than myself.
Mm-hmm. So you're like gaining. I mean, so you're gaining new perspective on it all the time.
Yeah,
no? I mean,
yeah.
You were saying also yesterday that you. I mean, this experience of going to the academy and going through this like intensive training was like, it was a milestone that was like very hard to see past. This was like your, I mean,
Yeah.
somehow like a big focus for life. No, it was very hard to conceive of life beyond the academy.
I started playing violin when I was 6.
Okay.
And when I was like 7, I started really telling my parents that I was going to the music academy,
Okay.
to the conservatory, and that was what I was going to do, and that was I was going to be a violinist, and my parents was like, okay, that's good, but stay in school and do your homework and develop other skills as well.
Mm-hmm.
But from when I was 7, that was like the goal.
Okay.
So I think also being accepted into the academy, then you have to find a new goal,
Yeah.
or like some kind of milestone to get past.
Okay.
And for me, just passing my bachelor or master exam wasn't that, because for me it's something that's going on behind closed doors. It has no relation to the real world.
Okay.
What?
It's just funny.
Is that weird?
Well, it should. I mean, it's just a building on planet Earth. I mean, technically, it should be part of the real world. I mean,
But
I would think. I mean,
No, I
Maybe.
don't think so, because you can actually go your whole education, through your whole education, and never get out.
okay.
You just practice and you just stay within this bubble, and then you do your entrance, your final exam, and then you're out.
Do people study for a very long period of time in Aarhus? Like, do you get people that just like wander the corridors of the university?
Yes, exactly, and that
Okay.
was like I didn't feel like.
But you got out. I mean, you broke out. You broke free.
No, but I don't know. It's as a musician, you have to work a lot. Like, it's not just fun and games. And I want to create and I want to be free. You have to work
Okay.
and really study and really practice. And,
Yeah.
And,
So
and
how
then
many
maybe
like so what? How many hours of practice do you think? I mean, how long is a piece of
from
string?
when I started playing violin.
I don't know.
Somebody said, the 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
Then you master something.
Yeah, I don't know who wrote the book.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What are you asking me? How many hours a day that I practice?
Yeah, well, you're saying, when you're saying work, I mean, is this like really, I mean, what, I mean, is this
Work
like hours
is-
in the practice room?
Work
or?
is hours in the practice room.
Okay.
It's looking at scores. It's training rhythms.
Yeah.
Listening to music, I think, also is practice. Mental practice. So hours a day, I don't know. It's very. I have to take time off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot, I think. I have to remember to have a day off.
And what do you do when you're like? So what do you do on a day off? Like what's the?
I go biking.
Oh yeah,
I go race biking because Aarhus, Denmark is really flat.
Okay.
But Aarhus is there are some really beautiful hilly parts.
Ah, okay.
So I go biking, and I see my family, and I travel, and yeah. But being in nature, like walking along the sea, has always been my time off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's some good beaches near Aarhus already,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Ah.
And I used to sail when I was younger, and so the water is always just really calming for me. Yeah.
And is there any? Forgive my ignorance. There's a west coast on Denmark also? Is there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do people surf here? Is there like
yes.
This? I mean, are you into this? Are
yes.
You? Okay.
Yeah. Everything you can do on the water is just amazing, and yeah. So being outside is really.
But it's the biking that's really. This is you're saying you're.
It's
you and your husband go like.
Yeah, exactly. We go
couple 100 kilometers at a time. Or
no,
what,
I can't do that yet.
Okay.
But like 100 kilometers is my goal for the fall.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So
like in one go,
yeah,
100 kilometers.
It's
pretty. That's quite. I mean, that's quite a distance, though. I mean,
yeah, we want to go from Aarhus to my parents' summer house in Tisvilde, and that's like 150 kilometers, something like that.
Okay.
It's not if you go in a like 25 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. Like you could do it in 7-8 hours or something. It's okay.
And are you training like? I mean, you're saying your husband races also.
Yeah, he trains really like he is training.
Yeah. With
like a schedule, like if you would train practice an instrument.
Okay.
Speed, precision, condition, like stamina, all that. Me, it's more random, but I'm doing like hill intervals. So I have like a hill where I'm going up and down and up and down, and I race myself like against myself and my own. I have my times, so yeah.
Oh, okay. And do you take a kind of a random approach to practicing music also? I mean,
No. Oh my God, no. No.
Okay. Sometimes
I start out randomly.
Okay.
But it's not a random thing.
Okay.
Because it's I don't know. No, it's just no, never. If I can say, okay, now I'm using 1 hour to improvise and I can't stop.
Okay.
That's somewhat random.
Okay.
But it has to be an hour, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a way of doing, like if I have a whole day, I know exactly how I want to do it.
And when you're improvising, I mean, how do you know when stuff is starting to fit and sound good? I mean, how do you know that the bits are fitting? I mean, that the bits are fitting together, or that you're.
If I'm playing with myself only. I don't know. I think at some point I forget what I'm doing, and just enter that zone of like no time, no space, and that's kind of what happens.
Wait a second. You what? You enter a zone of no time and no space.
Yes.
How do you do that?
My planets are with me.
Okay.
No. It's like Zen.
Okay.
Like when meditating.
Okay.
Do you meditate?
Not really. Not really. I don't know. Not enough.
Playing music, sometimes I can get into these spaces where no time, no space, no nothing. It's just like the music or the sound. So it's like this. And
so in this time of no time, so in this no space,
no time,
and in this nowhere land of no time, how are you making sounds? I mean, what's happening that you're, how are you, I mean, what's the, is there, are you, is there a causality behind the sound? I mean, is there something that's creating the sound? Like, is there?
Yes.
Okay.
This whole thing is like I'm playing.
Okay.
And I know I'm playing. It's
Okay.
not like I'm blacking out. I
Okay.
know I'm playing, but I'm not thinking in the way that I'm normally thinking, like behind of ahead of time or after.
Like you're not taking like the leading tone in a scale and resolving it.
No. Maybe.
You're. And so, but, oh yeah. So how do you know? So if you're not taking like a traditional, like if you're not taking, say, a classical approach, where you're saying, okay, we're introducing dissonance and trying to resolve it in this space of like in this kind of like time-based framework. How do you know that it's not or how do you know that it's really working? Like, how do you know that if you take like if you take like a classical cadence, it's quite clear. Like there's a particular form, and according to the movement of the music through time, when the music has completed itself, or when you've completed this phrase or whatever. So I mean, how do you, if you're in this space of like no space and no time, like what's the feeling you get when something really works, or how do you know what is it that signifies that the music is working? Like,
I think to answer that, we have to define what working is.
Okay.
Because it's like.
Well, like, so we were talking about horoscopes earlier on, right?
Yes.
So like, okay, so like we were saying, you were saying, so the planets are aligned today, and like they were lined up for work, like for like. Yeah. You were saying like productivity or whatever, like. Yeah. Yeah, that there's certain. I mean. Like there's certain ways that things can sort of come together in life, like either through luck or through persistence of work or whatever, or that sometimes there's just a couple of things seem to fall into place, and it's like, okay, that's, you kind of recognize that, all right, that's the way that's supposed to happen. Yeah. Like there's meaning behind the sequence of events. Yeah. Like, and there's a feeling you get that's like, oh right, that's not actually just some meaningless coincidence, like on this rock, like that you're like, oh right, there's actually, there's. But maybe...
I think that sums it up pretty much. Like I can record it, and then afterwards I can hear, okay, this works, but I know I had a feeling that it didn't work, or it didn't sound or go the way that I wanted it to go, but it sounds great.
Okay.
Or opposite, I had a feeling that this was just working really well, but it sounds really bad. That like there's no clarity, there's nothing in this. But so my feeling, I think, the feeling that you have about something can be different from the output. Mm-hmm. Always. Mm-hmm. Oh, I feel that this is nice. No, it's not. Like, but it's an exercise also, like to improvise. And there are so many ways of doing it. You're talking about a very classical way of improvising. Mm-hmm. There's a completely free, like you can do everything. Everything is a possibility, but everything is never a possibility, I think. But this is a area I'm not an expert at all. I'm just trying to become a better player, a better musician.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like, it seems like you're